probably just, I'll probably answer that, telling a little bit the story of who we are and what we do. So, just first maybe a little bit of context for those who don't know how the European Commission works, and me, myself, been there for a while, and I still don't understand. We are kind of divided sorts of national governments. So we have like departments, director generals, and they deal with health, energy, consumer rights, justice. And in fact, the Joint Research Center where I work in is one of those directorates. And addressing directly what the question was, we have a slide, or I can, next slide.
Is there a pointer?
Yeah. It's easier this way. So, however, instead of having sectorial policy mandates such as other departments have, we are in fact, we are a weird beast. We are what we call a weird creature. We are fully dedicated to support the whole policy cycle of the whole European Commission with, let's call it, robust knowledge for policy. And as you can see here, we are quite a big organization. We are more than 3,000 people, just the GRC. I'm not saying the whole Commission, just the GRC. And we are, in fact, I think we are probably the only organization like this in the whole entire world. We are a massive internal public structure wholly dedicated to providing evidence for policy. And I think this panel is exactly where we are. Our mission after, I think, more than 50 years, more than 60 years now, I think our mission still is the same. We provide evidence for policy, but times have changed a lot, and evidence is not the good currency it used to be in policy, and that's why, in fact, Innovation Days exist. And that's why, in fact, I think most of you are here listening to all these good ideas. There's this author called Jerry Ravetz. He quotes these post-normal times where facts are uncertain, values are in dispute, stakes are high, and most importantly, decisions are urgent. So in this, I think it's where we are. Some might say that the usual ways that we have don't work anymore. I don't disagree at all. I buy into that. I work here. I work in the policy lab. I work in the policy innovation unit. And we, in fact, we like to say, because the lab, it's both a physical but also conceptual space for, let's say, collaborative, innovative, but also experimental policy making. Wait. Because one of the buttons is not going, the other two are. Slide. Thank you. So, we are way too keen on experimenting, and sometimes even more than we should. Being inside the European Commission, as you all know, big institutions are also not too prone for experimentation. But we also internalize what you can call evidence-based approaches. So we are, and this is probably one of my main points for this discussion and addressing exactly the question that was asked at the beginning. First idea that I wanted to pass here today is even if not always required, experimentation in policy should aim at evidence creation. We should, even if we should only establish grounds to build evidence upon. And also, experimentation should aim at building evidence. So there's these two, this is not like evidence versus experimentation. It's the two together, they make a wonderful marriage. And they will never get divorced. If we try to keep them apart, it will be messy. It will be really messy. I think I could tell you the story of a lot of our projects, but I think you haven't heard about blockchain enough today. So I'll probably just go and explain you a little bit with a few examples of how the blockchain project, how the Blockchain for You project was developed. We follow this hybrid approach, mixing evidence and experimentation. And together with conventional research, surveys, ethnographies, interviews, we really try to push the frontiers of what's common in policy when thinking about how technologies should be regulated or technologies should be supported or even technologies should be absorbed by the public sector. With these three goals in mind here, we developed a sort of a forward-looking experimental approach. And while we were also doing interviews, while we were also doing a lot of research, this project lasted for 1 year to inform policy. We also did a lot of co-creation, did a lot of experimentation. We really put a lot of emphasis on stuff that normal public organizations don't really have time to do. And we were quite lucky. I'm going to show you just one of the examples of something that we did. Is there sound? Sound would be nice.
Carrying something like a second-hand scooter. Meet Vantage Point, a speculative blockchain prototype in the advanced manufacturing sector. Vantage Point was co-created for the Blockchain for EU research project. To learn more, visit the blog of the Joint Research Center EU Policy Lab.
So, we did 5 prototypes. We basically co-created them with more than 300 stakeholders, industry, regulation stakeholders, policy stakeholders. And we did this not only to inform policy, but also to showcase to policymakers inside the European Commission that you can do more than just evidence-based research when you're trying to inform policy. That you can really combine both. You can really showcase how, because I know that the discussion yesterday was sometimes, what's prototyping, what's piloting. Sometimes prototyping can be just, prototyping some speculative artifacts. And this is in fact what we did here. I won't go into this. You have everything available in our blog. You can download everything. There's a whole discussion about our process, how we did it, how we combined both. And I just wanted to tell you just one new thing here to prove that sometimes combining these two works, and it can be a huge gain for yourself inside your organization. Based on the approach that we developed, this previous project was requested by the Department of the European Commission responsible for industry and SMEs. This new one was requested because another department of the European Commission responsible for everything digital, they saw the previous project and they said, whoa, can you do something different? So they requested this to us. We are now, this will be a massive project over 2 years, but basically, amongst multiple things, we will co-design and run an accelerator for blockchain in the public and social sector over 2 years. This is fresh, this is not public yet, more or less. This will be released in a couple of weeks. But I just wanted to leave you this last idea. Our goal here is not really only to support cutting-edge solutions, but it's also to build our own evidence-based frame. Again, experimentation should build upon evidence, but it should also give something back. We cannot. I love experimentation. I would do crazy stuff all day long if I could, but we need to give something back. We need to allow other people to develop projects on top of what we did. That's it. Thank you.
Great. Thanks very much, Alexandre. Before you put down the microphone, one quick follow-up question. In your interaction with policymakers, how do they receive your advice? How do they look at the work you do? What kind of reception do you get?
So, first thing that we tell them when they enter the room is that you're probably going to get your report, your traditional report, but it's not going to be the same game. We're going to play a different game. This is probably going to take more time. We're probably going to get bored with us, going to get tired with us. And some leave the door, Some don't want to play this game. But most of them right now, they're quite open to experimentation, because they know what they've been doing so far sometimes doesn't cut it. It's not close to citizens. It's not close to, to their stakeholders. It's not exactly what they, and then, policymakers, it's true that sometimes you all need to deliver and fast and cheap, but, it's not the best solution. So policymakers have been, inside the European Commission, have been quite open to us. We now have ongoing a team of 40 people, more than 27 projects, and all of them experimental.
Great. Thanks very much, Alexandre. Thanks a lot.